I grew up in Florida, went to pharmacy school at the University of Florida and started my career here in the Tampa Bay area with a large retail pharmacy chain. Once I cut my teeth in understanding the business side of pharmacy, had the opportunity to join a small entrepreneurial technology-based pharmacy business here in Tampa. Fell in love with the community, identified a really strong team with great technical skills on the bench from a technology perspective, and decided this is where I wanted to continue to build companies to benefit pharmacy and healthcare in general.
I think part of our job is always to take David's really amazing ideas and figure out which one is the right one, because he's got so many. So when he presented this idea, it was kind of the right time in the market, as well as we loved kind of the purpose of what the company does.
So if you think about probably the most common analogy, you would look at Uber, for example. And Uber connects drivers with riders. And they do it based on utilizing a two-sided marketplace and a technology application. We do the exact same thing, replace drivers with pharmacists and riders with health plan members or at-risk patients of hospitals or health systems. And we have an application that connects the two. You add a couple other nuances. For another analogy, Match.com, we have the ability to match those members based on certain social and clinical indices.
We just remove the layers and making them have a very direct connectivity, but also understand each other using the data behind them.
I can match a member that lives in a certain area of the country, let's say New York City, with a pharmacist that lives in New York City. That member may be experiencing cardiovascular and diabetic disease states. I can match them with a pharmacist that specializes in that specific disease state as well. Let's say, for example, they speak Korean. I can match them with a Korean pharmacist.
The patient being served knows that the pharmacist already have a lot of knowledge about them and be prepared to talk to them even before they talk to them.
So the idea of putting together the best pharmacist with the most apropos member is really part of our secret sauce.
When my grandmother was alive, she spent the last couple of years of her life in a skilled nursing facility. She was taking a dozen medications a day, supposedly had a large national pharmacy organization who not only filled her prescriptions, but they were supposed to be her advocate and to make sure that what she was taking was safe and effective. And only until I was able to intervene as a pharmacist and review her medications did we identify several medications that were inappropriate, that was leading to her falling out of bed. She ended up with multiple broken hips over time, and all avoidable if somebody was really truly focused on her care.
There are hundreds of thousands of pharmacists across the country who have incredible clinical skills that they need an opportunity to really be able to exercise and operate at the top of their license.
And so the vision here is to separate the product and dispensing from the clinical services that a pharmacist can provide.
Not just being stuck in a traditional dispensing role, but to actually use what they went to school and learned.
That's why I get excited every day to come in and know that we can do better patient by patient, pharmacist by pharmacist.
This gives the pharmacist the opportunity to work remote. For those pharmacists that have kids at home or they're not able to work, due to COVID, this gives them the opportunity to contact patients and actually feel a little bit more whole and complete.
It sounded a little too good to be true. And so I was like, yeah, I'll look into this, I'll see how it goes, maybe, maybe not. And I think the one thing that exceeded my expectation was the app. I was really impressed at how user-friendly the app was.
It's innovative. You have everything right on an iPad or an iPhone. It's the next level of pharmacy practice.
If you're somebody who's always been involved in a retail community space, then the idea of providing high quality care without being face-to-face is something that you kind of have to get used to. But that shift is ongoing, and Aspen have made that possible.
In my case, I tend to work more towards the Spanish-speaking population, try to help them and facilitate that as well. So I think definitely the Aspen Rx have definitely become a very useful tool to reach any kind of patient population throughout the United States, which is amazing that they have been able to expand.
I think it's great for our pharmacists now and in the future.
I'm really motivated by people. I always say, I'm the CFO, but I'm almost always in charge of HR until we reach a certain size. And I tell people all the time, if you go with the people side, the rest works itself out.
Every now and then, you know, our team will let us know of some anecdotal issues that a patient may have been facing and how we were able to improve that outcome for them. And I sincerely believe we're helping people's health.
A lot of people think of it as a marketplace. I actually think of it as a platform where we are enabling a new round of entrepreneurship for a healthcare professional.
The pharmacists are getting paid for those clinical services instead of the pharmacist's employer. And so it's the first time really in the profession of pharmacy that pharmacists are able to earn income for their clinical skills.
We enable that by bringing them new customers, new patient opportunities, and help them build their own businesses.